Snapping already. Oh boy. Boy, puppies and young dogs, I believe that some dogs genetically, have the disposition to pull versus push, which is perfectly fine. However, they all understand leash pressure and or opposition, and you've got to make that a lesson. So for our dogs, young dogs, and teaching that push that we want to see, we dance. We create a rhythm. We allow the dog to predict when the pressure or the back line is releasing, which is their only moment to counter, which intuitively makes them push in because the decoy is backing up at the same time. So we use rhythm. If you watch the Belgian ring, you watch Belgian ring trainers, it's a lot of rhythm. Smooth, hit, counter, or hit, thrash, hit, thrash, hit, thrash, stick, thrash, stick, counter, stick, counter, stick, counter, stick, counter. We do that for our young dogs. They can predict where the release is from the back pressure. Then they get to counter within that time frame. And by the time you got a dog pushing like he's pushing his brains out. It's good. He's super full. He won't out it. You try another?
All right.
Solid. Boy. Good boy. Good boy, he's gonna be fast. Yeah, you can take him like that, man. Take him. Boy. There was no problem with that at all. Good session today. Good session today. Oh, dang it, you didn't touch Gage.
I play with him at home.
I'm not gonna fight him today.
Let him have that one.
I'm gonna fight him today. I think I left my new knee pads at home anyway. Boy, oh boy. So what we're doing with the puppies, just there is big thing I like to teach puppies is fight when there's a fight. Be calm when there's calm. Play the balancing game between possession and spitting out the material and focusing on the man. I create possession till it's up here and they don't want to spit it, and then we get them to start spitting it with less possession. So it's a balanced game. I want both to end up about here. I want to be able to use what we can use. I want the dog to be able to understand the scenarios and when it matters. Obviously, when you're biting, you're going to bite the whole time. However, for the purpose of training, I want it here. However, I need to be able to push the limits on one side or the other. So right now, young dogs, I like to teach possession. First things first, possession. Why? Because possession means that you're still in the process of biting, right? Versus spitting it out. So possession, hold it, clamp it, clamp it, clamp it. It's a whole difference, clamp it. There may not be any fight, but you still have to clamp it. And so with that, I may pet the dog and I may appear that I'm just petting it hard, but as I pet it, I'm almost pushing back on the head, creating opposition reflex, hoping that the dog says, don't push my head off this bite, and digs back into it. Same thing with the muzzle. I may firmly grip the muzzle, not ripping it off. I'm not trying to fang the dog, I'm not trying to open its mouth, but I pretend as if I am in my hands, firmly gripping its muzzle as if I'm gonna try and open it, and the dog goes, and clamps down even harder. I squeeze like I'm trying to open it, not really, like I'm trying to take them off of it. He squeezes tighter.
Good boy.
He squeezes tighter, yes, a good boy. So squeeze tighter. Opposition, good boy.
Good boy.
So while the dog is biting, their stick, boom, boom. I find some sort of rhythm with the stick. I want the dog to predict the rhythm. I want the dog to see the stick. I want the dog to understand that it is not a threat, that it is okay. It's the same thing that gets you excited all the time. And then I like the dogs to run. run in a circle. I want the dog to run away from the decoy or away from it, saying, hey, you've won this item. You can relax. This is your freedom. This is your free. Relax. You're the big person. You've won it, right? You don't have to fight constantly. So that's why I like the dogs to run away from the handler or decoy and hold on to the item. However, the puppy doesn't run very well. The sleeve was huge. So to compromise, we just held the puppy in place, lifted his head up and just pet him calmly. Said, hey, there's no fight here. You won. You've won this sleeve. You've won this sleeve. And while doing so, since he's not moving, I had the opportunity to create some opposition in his gripping, make sure he's clamping on the bite as he stood there. And then I'll take it back and show him to fight again. Fight. And that's when he thrashes. That's when he pushes. That's when he thrashes. That's when he pushes. And then every once in a while he's calming it, I may slap the legs and say, hey, the fight might start again. Be ready to bite. Make sure you're clamping hard. And then from there, I think we just work with some rhythm a little bit. Handler creates opposition on the back line, holds it tight. I get 2 sticks, tap, tap. Handler releases the dog. I back up. Tight, tap, tap. In, counter, boom, moves me back. Creating that pushing, So that's what gives the puppy.